The NCIS verse is conceivably one of the most anticipated television crossovers to happen in decades. CBS will bring stars from NCIS, NCIS Los Angeles, and NCIS Hawaii together for a three-part crossover. This will be the show's first ever crossover, and fans are excited, but with every great crossover, there are a few pains in the that come with it. Daniela Rush, or Special Agent Kenzie Bly, has opened up about what a nightmare it can be. The procedural genre that houses series such as NCIS are largely made up of similar franchises. Law & Order, FBI, and NCIS are the largest powerhouses of crime television, but with all three franchises having multiple spin-offs of the mother series, it's made television viewing a bit complicated. Regardless, the presence of these spin-offs has given birth to a new trend altogether: multi-show crossover events. Crossover events, both within the same franchise or outside of it, have become a major expected part of the new franchise model. This makes NCIS no different, and it's about time fans received their NCIS verse crossover. On September 23, 2003, the first episode aired of a series that would become the second longest running series CBS has produced to date, NCIS. The original television show has seen 20 seasons to date, with over 445 episodes. Then in 2009, the showrunners decided it was time for them to splinter off the mother series and take a new, fresh approach to the NCIS verse. This was the birth of NCIS Los Angeles. From that point on, other spin-offs have either come and gone or stayed on air to become extremely popular. While it's not unheard of for the NCIS verse to have a crossover special, this event will be like no other. For the first time in 2 decades, the mother show, along with 2 of the spin-offs, will come together for a massive 3-episode storyline. In the past, various NCIS spin-offs have crossed over and shared the screen with the likes of CSI and Hawaii Five-0. NCIS has been amongst the top procedurals for CBS, airing on television for a long time. The mother show, NCIS, has been airing for 2 decades now, but the longevity of the series has led to some serious but necessary cast turnovers. Over time, fans were forced to say farewell to many beloved characters as they stepped down from their positions or were killed. These changes often change the chemistry or vibe of the show, and yet the series continues to prevail. One of the biggest changes in the NCIS verse, perhaps to date, was when Leroy Jethro Gibbs found himself working a case in Alaska and decided that he was not going to return after that. Because of this, the team changed and Gary Cole's Alden Parker took the position as the team leader. While Alden Parker isn't Gibbs, they do share many qualities, all the way up to a problem arising from his past and coming back to bite him. The end of season 19 of NCIS found Parker on the run after he'd been framed for the murder of his former partner in the FBI. As a result of this cliffhanger, Parker is still on the lam when the crossover event takes place. However, during the crossover premiere, the NCIS team attempts to exonerate their fearless leader with a bit of help from 2 agents in the NCIS Hawaii division. But that's not all that happens during the crossover event. The official synopsis of the 3-parter describes the events as team members from the different NCIS divisions come together in Washington, D.C. to celebrate a beloved FLETC professor who taught multiple members of each of the squads. On the eve of the celebration, the professor is found dead of an apparent suicide, though his former students immediately suspect foul play. While investigating the professor's past, the agents uncover a mysterious hitman, and the more they dig into it, the bigger the targets on their backs become. Fans can expect a lot of juicy drama and high-stake moments throughout the episode. But let's get into a little more detail. Warning, spoilers ahead for those who haven't watched the full event yet. The first episode of this exciting 3-parter will begin in good old Washington, D.C. The opening NCIS episode, Too Many Cooks, starts off with various agents hailing from offices in Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and Hawaii, coming together in D.C. to attend the retirement party of a cherished FLETC instructor. The episode takes a turn, however, when the cherished instructor becomes the next investigation. Los Angeles' Special Agent G. Callan and Sam Hanna, Hawaii's Special Agent in Charge Jane Tennant, and Special Agent Jesse Boone will soon find themselves in a cross-investigation. In what appeared to be a suicide initially, the agents bring their skills and minds together to find out that this isn't so cut and dry. The next episode will take place in the NCIS Hawaii episode titled Deep Fake. NCIS's Jimmy Palmer and Los Angeles' Sam Hanna will find themselves in a bit of a sticky situation with a CIA agent. Special agents Jesse, Ernie, and Whistler, alongside NCIS Supervisory Special Agent Alden Parker, on the other hand, find out about an asset arriving in Hawaii that could potentially be linked to multiple overseas assassinations. The next and final episode to the crossover trilogy will be the NCIS Los Angeles episode A Long Time Coming. Agents Roundtree and Fatima are ambushed in a search for a missing in action team member, Hollis Kilbride. Here, the agents discover a horrifying fact on the dark web. Every member of the team has a $200,000 bounty on their heads. Thankfully for fans, each episode aired one right after another, with the mother series starting off this epic event. Amy Reisenbach, an executive at CBS, spoke in a statement. "We are so excited to finally have the long-awaited first ever NCIS-verse crossover to share with our passionate, loyal viewers." The producers came up with a thrilling story for this epic 3-hour event that creatively brings all 3 NCIS teams together for fans to enjoy in one night and beyond. Faces such as Gary Cole, NCIS Alden Parker, Brian Dietzen, NCIS Jimmy Palmer, Wilmer Valderrama, NCIS LA Nicholas Torres, LL Cool J, NCIS LA Sam Hanna, Chris O'Donnell, NCIS LA G. Callan, Vanessa Lachey, NCIS Hawaii Jane Tennant, and many more faces will be appearing as their special agent counterparts. Fans are excited, that's no secret, but many of the show's stars that are appearing in the event say that the crossover has been a nightmare. Fair enough, right? With 3 different television shows, even if those series take place within the same universe, it's bound to be a pain in the butt. Each of the main characters will have to be familiar with the entire storyline to execute their performances just right. Not only that, but these stars might have to do some serious traveling because, after all, one series takes place in LA, while the other series takes place off the mainland. Daniela Rua from NCIS Los Angeles recently spoke out about the crossover event, claiming that it was a nightmare to film. The NCIS Los Angeles star has proved to be as much of a star in the director's chair as she is in front of the camera. Daniela Rua had taken a short leave of absence from the historic franchise. Her counterpart, Special Agent Kenzie Bly, will be returning for the crossover event. Getting there, though, was not a smooth ride. For the very first time in NCIS history, stars from each series will be appearing to do a little bit of crime fighting together. Getting together different special agents and the villain, who is played by Yellowstone's Don Olivieri, proved to be a logistical nightmare. Rua opened up about the crossover, explaining how much of a pain in the it was. The thing is, logistically, it's kind of a nightmare for the producers of every show, because you have a set of characters that are coming to our show, or whatever they're doing, but they have to maybe be on our show in the morning, and then, for the regular NCIS, drive back to Santa Clarita to finish the day off there. The coordination of schedules was a big deal for the producers, and kudos to them for making it work. Can you imagine beginning your day at work in one city, then having to hightail it to a completely different city to finish your day out? The stars and producers of the show aren't being given enough props for making this work and work well. Despite the logistical nightmare filming the 3-parter, the stars of the show were still excited nonetheless. Perhaps even more excited than the fans themselves. Rua was one of the first cast members to slip a sneak peek into the events of the crossover back in October of 2022, when she shared a selfie of herself and her temporary new co-stars, Wilmer Valderrama, Eric Olson, Yasmin Al-Bustami, LL Cool J, and many other cast members posed together for the photo while on the set of the monumentous project. Distractify, an online publication, spoke to Chris Silber, who is a co-showrunner for EP and NCIS Hawaii, about the crossover event. While the event had many nightmarish details to work out, Silber loved being on set with cast members from all 3 NCIS shows. Silber explained his feelings further to Distractify. "It was a blast. You know, I've been working on these shows since before there was an NCIS LA. I had never met any of the actors on set, at least from their show, and the actors, and again, I was only on set for our episode, NCIS Hawaii, but our guests from the other shows came in with incredible spirits, and they were invited to our set as a family, and the actors spent all their time off set hanging out and chatting, and it really did feel like a big extended family." According to Silber, he absolutely loves crossovers as much as the fans do. Distractify asked Silber what what the likelihood of seeing a yearly NCIS crossover was, and his reply, "I love the crossovers. I've always loved them. I will continue to love them. And so I'm always game to crossover with any show, whether it be another in the universe or anywhere on CBS television. I'm ready and willing to play. This may not be the last NCIS three-way crossover, with more to possibly come in the future." That's all the time we have for today, folks. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. Be sure to hit that big red subscribe button on your way down, and as always, be safe out there.